So, the film Black Panther came out.
Yo.
Fantastic film.
Real good.
Mike, have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
Micah went with us.
Right. No, I was thinking about someone else. Sorry.
You were thinking about Elena.
Yes, sorry.
Who has not seen it, but
It's okay. I'm good. I'm ready.
It's real.
thank
it's real
God
good.
it wasn't me this time.
Huh.
Yeah, it's new, isn't it? How's that feel?
Good.
So, Micah.
I'm very sneaky. He didn't know I was there.
No.
Micah was hiding on the other side.
I looked at you. I looked at you.
Ooh.
I looked at you, and I was like, as soon as it left my mouth, I was just like, wait a second. No, it wasn't him. It was Elena. I was like, dang it. Okay.
People mistake us for each other all the time.
We're all a little bit off tonight.
I'm sleep deprived, and I'm also going to have to edit some of these to have released tomorrow.
Heather took a muscle relaxer because she was in pain, because she has lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, and
Bunch of fun stuff.
I mean, her body's basically just ready to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it fucking would.
This entire evening has just sort of been
a thing.
Very surreal, and I don't like it.
We're in a liminal space right now.
Yep, and Chico is suffering from people have not given me a burrito disease.
So anyway, here's Black Panther versus Batman.
So, all right.
Thank you for doing the intro for us, Micah.
So here's how this works, Heather, because I don't think you've seen.
I've seen one.
Have you been with us for a death
I
battle?
was here for the one with He Who Shall Not Be Named. What was it, like Cloud and someone? It was people I didn't know.
It was Lincoln. No.
No, it was
Cloud and Sephiroth. Right?
No, it wasn't.
It was
Cloud and
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth. It was Sephiroth and Virgil. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I saw.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Not the owl from Mighty Max.
Okay,
so
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, let's do this thing, and then we'll make our calls after they make their discussions and
all that fun stuff.
So tired.
I can tell.
We haven't even done anything.
Predators. These fearsome beasts strike fear into the hearts of many.
Well, sometimes they strike an awe, but yeah, mostly fear.
And these two superheroes embody the fear of specific predators to an extreme.
Batman, the genius crime fighter from DC Comics.
And Black Panther, Marvel's royal warrior scientist.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Man.
Before he was the Black Panther, before he was a king, T'Challa was born the Prince of Wakanda.
Waka, where now?
Wakanda is an isolated fictional nation hidden somewhere in Africa. But while Wakanda itself is shrouded in secrecy, T'Challa was anything but isolated.
He's been pretty much everywhere, but especially anywhere with a good university.
After earning numerous degrees from Harvard, Oxford, Berkeley, and MIT, T'Challa came home. His father, Wakanda's king and then current Black Panther, had been assassinated, and a new ruler needed to be named.
But to claim the throne, he'd have to claw his way through the rite of passage.
This would be a test of fortitude, designed to stress T'Challa's bravery, fearlessness, and combat prowess.
Also known as beating the crap out of 6 super deadly fighters. But hey, T'Challa wasn't just a nerdy brainiac, he could fight too, and he passed with flying colors.
Earning the throne and the blessings of Wakanda's guardian deity, Bast, the Panther God.
But he had to nab some superpowers first, so he went through the ritual of the heart-shaped herb.
This herb connected T'Challa to the Panther God, and that link bestowed him numerous superhuman abilities.
Who knew getting high could turn you into a superhero?
T'Challa's new powers included superhuman speed, strength, healing, and agility. His senses also dramatically increased in acuity. Not only can he see in the dark, but his superior vision can even make out infrared and ultraviolet light.
So like the powers of a cat?
Yes and no. While cats do have exceptional eyesight, they cannot see infrared or UV light, though it is a common misconception that they can.
Well, just like a cat, he can always land on his feet thanks to his other super senses.
Specifically, his vastly improved kinesthetic sense.
Which is, definitely a sense for something.
Kinesthetic senses make up a person's awareness of their own movement, like muscle memory, but in a broader scope.
Oh, like how we can walk up steps without looking at them.
Yes.
Or when I shoot my shotgun with my eyes closed.
No.
So Black Panther's super sense lets him move and act without having to think about it too much. He can jump across tree branches and ledges without even looking. Hey Wiz, how do I become king of Wakanda? Those powers sound cool as hell.
I don't know, Boomstick. Everyone knows you're terrible at keeping secrets, and Wakanda houses one of the biggest secrets in comic book history.
You talking about how Black Panther married Storm from the X-Men?
I'm talking about Wakanda's enormous reserves of vibranium.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff Captain America's indestructible shield is made of.
That's right. 10,000 years ago, a large meteorite of vibranium crashed in Wakanda.
And they hoarded it all to themselves. And I don't blame them.
Vibranium is an extremely durable metal which can absorb audio and kinetic energy. A single gram sells for $10,000 US, and Wakanda's vibranium mound is estimated to be 10,000 tons. That's over $9 billion.
They're rich, super rich. With all that wealth, Wakanda became a techno-marvel decades ahead of the rest of the world. They were exploring outer space years before the US and Russia even tried.
So why is this important? Well, as King of Wakanda, T'Challa has unlimited access to all of his country's resources.
That suit of his doesn't just look cool, it's made of vibranium.
The Panther habit is coated in a vibranium microwave mesh. This doesn't just block incoming attacks, it can literally rob them of their momentum. For example, bullets don't bounce off, they stop dead and fall straight down. Their kinetic energy absorbed into the suit.
Even the shells from a helicopter-mounted minigun can't even phase him.
He carries energy daggers, a shield of hardened light, a teleportation device, and claws.
Which are made of a special Antarctic version of vibranium called antimetal. Guess why it's called that? Because it can melt other metals. What can't this suit do?
Well, the vibranium weave does have a limit to how much energy it can absorb all at once. If it takes in too much, it could wind up expelling said energy in a, well, destructive fashion.
Oh, God! But don't worry, he's fine, somehow.
Under T'Challa's leadership, Wakanda has warded off many would-be invaders. Even with Dr. Doom, Namor, and Ulysses Klaue charging in, Wakanda was never truly conquered.
They even stopped an alien invasion, and hey, nobody's ever ready for one of those.
In addition, T'Challa has studied every major martial art, of which there are about 160. He's considered one of the finest hand-to-hand fighters in the world.
He's beat the shit out of Captain America, Iron Man, and Daredevil. Hell, he once knocked out Karnak, who's also one of the world's finest martial artists, with just one hit.
He is incredibly strong and can jump well over 30 feet.
He can even throw spears through stone walls.
Typically for construction like this, a substantially hard stone would be used, such as granite. With this in mind, T'Challa must have thrown the spear hard enough to hit the wall with a force of over 20,000 pounds per square inch.
Yeah, and the guy is literally strong enough to punch your jaw off.
He can outrun traffic and is said to be faster than a panther, which can run around 50 miles per hour. He's quick enough to pull a fast one on Wolverine.
Whoa, hold on! Did he just take out 5 X-Men by throwing another X-Man at him?
Yes, he did. However, under that amazing suit, he is still human. Even with the Panther God's power, he's still prone to failure. This has even caused him to relinquish those powers in the past. And like with kinetic energy, the suit can only take so many intensely focused sound blasts before overloading.
Still, the Black Panther is badass. He's got the tech, the skills, and the country to prove it.
Klaue, do you have any children?
No.
Good, because I would have to kill them too.
Throughout the underworld of Gotham City, one name strikes fear into the hearts of even the most hardened of criminals.
The goddamn Batman! You know who he is, the billionaire Bruce Wayne, and it ain't his first battle to the death.
Pretty much, though don't mistake his intentions. Vengeance may sound dramatic and all, but in truth, Batman fights crime in an attempt to save others from suffering the same kind of tragedy he experienced as a child.
How noble, and ironic considering he was taught to be a badass by a group called the League of Assassins.
Well, he dresses like a bat, sleeps with a cat burglar, and constantly brings children into battle, so he's clearly got a few complicated issues.
But let's see what he can really do. Bats is really, really smart and considered one of the best tacticians on Earth. No wonder he's always welcome at the Justice League, even though he doesn't have any superpowers at all.
Wait,
You're not just some guy in a bat costume, are you?
Sure, he's intelligent, but he's also
the appropriate
incredibly
action.
deadly.
He was trained to be a ninja who's a master of infiltration and silent takedown, so sounds about right.
Bruce has studied every martial art known to man. After perfecting full body control at the age of 18, he was able to quickly learn and master at least 127 of them, including Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Judo, and boxing.
It's not every day you can find someone who can literally take you down in 127 different ways.
He's also touted as the world's greatest detective, and with good reason.
He's like Sherlock Holmes on steroids. He once figured out that an opponent didn't have a tongue just by the way their jaw bounced off his knuckles. There's being a detective, and then there's being Batman.
And all that's before his handy-dandy utility belt, filled to the brim with all sorts of useful gadgets and gizmos.
A lot of which are thanks to his family business, Wayne Enterprises. From steel mills to airlines to record labels, this company does it all. And that means Batman has it all too.
According to Forbes, Wayne's net worth thanks to his company adds up to $9.2 billion US.
With that much cash, he can afford any kind of weapon he wants. Grappling hooks, smoke pellets, cryo and thermite grenades, and of course, the batarangs.
Originally designed as a boomerang weapon, Wayne eventually molded his batarangs into custom shurikens, some of which are outfitted with electric shocks, flash bulbs, and explosives.
And last but not least, don't forget his bat suit. It can resist fire, electricity, and bladed attacks, and is almost totally bulletproof thanks to a Kevlar vest sewn into it.
Plus, his cowl sports night infrared and UV vision.
But Bats is more than just a tech wizard. This guy bench presses 1,000 pounds in his everyday workout. 1,000 pounds! And I thought this guy didn't have any superpowers.
He doesn't. The current bench press world record is actually slightly higher at 1,075 pounds, solidly placing Wayne at peak human levels. This idea generally applies to him in pretty much every area, physically and mentally.
Yeah,
he's
he
strong
may not
enough to
have
break
any
through walls,
superpower,
rip
but
apart
he is-
car parts,
he-
and pull out prison bars. He's quick enough
at
to
peak
avoid
human levels
gunfire
in
and even Darkseid's
everything.
nearly unavoidable Omega
Which
beams.
is kind of
In
ridiculous.
his strongest suits, he's even tough enough to take a hit from Superman.
Yeah, if Brucey ever enters the Olympics, everyone else might as well rage quit. Same difference, really.
Yeah.
That's not to say he's invincible.
True, whenever the Justice League gets in a fight with some big bads, he usually has to keep his distance.
He's also somewhat mentally unstable and prone to lashing out. However, he knows this. It's one of the main reasons why he refuses to carry firearms.
That's a bummer. Those are my favorite types of arms. Maybe they'll help him next time Bane tries to break his back.
But of all his
I mean, to be
traits,
fair, he
Bruce
just
Wayne's
sort of
strongest attribute is his sheer unstoppable
recovered, so-
tenacity.
Wait.
Even after being drugged by the Joker after
Batman's had
days
his
without
back
sleep,
broken.
put in a straitjacket,
All kinds of
locked in a
ridiculous
coffin,
stuff.
and buried alive 6
And
feet
he's just like-
underground, he refused to die.
I'll let
It
myself
takes
out.
a lot to take down the Batman.
What the hell are you?
I thought
I'm Batman. It's very real,
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, all this talk of animals has made me think about eating some
No, I
with
thought
Blue
that
Apron.
anyway.
I know,
Okay.
but your little eyes are sleepy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't tell if you're really sleepy or just irate with me.
no, she's just sleepy.
I mean, to be fair,
Okay.
little A, little B.
Okay.
She's
So-
just like, I'm going to sit here and eat my birthday cake and y'all can fuck off.
Predictions.
All
Black
right.
Panther.
Wow. Immediate bold claim
Okay.
from both Elena and Heather.
Well, Batman sucks.
I don't think Batman sucks.
I don't like
Ooh.
Batman.
So I really like.
Well, you have the right to be wrong.
Comments.
And I respect
Comments.
Oh my
don't.
god! What a Marvel fan girl.
No, I don't really give a
Comments.
shit.
You lay off.
Anyone who draws like the lines in the sand is like DC fans over here, Marvel fans over here. I'm just like, fuck the both of you. I like both.
I just don't like Batman.
And you have the right to be wrong. That's fair.
And
Micah.
then MCU is much better.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
mean,
yes.
mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong about that, but honestly, who's the more popular superhero?
Well, Batman.
Well,
but that's not what this
popularity's
is
not
about.
everything, but
Yeah, that's yeah.
But in all honesty, Who had the massive
What's
successful
popular is
films?
garbage.
Batman,
Who
but
had the massive successful films first? Batman.
But
So,
that's because everybody knew about Batman.
yeah.
This is the first time Black Panther's gotten anything.
Gotten like big time.
What about
spotlight.
comparison
Yeah.
to like other Marvel?
Yeah, I get
though?
that.
Yeah.
I get that. And honestly, one reason its popularity is so big is because it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But that said, as a standalone film, it works just as good.
It's true.
And I think this film would have been, I don't think as successful if it wasn't part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But it was still
but
really
it
good.
It still would do really, really good on its own.
Well,
But
okay. So we've got 2 picks for Black Panther.
Yeah. The only thing I'm concerned about is that it can only hold so much shock at a time, right? And I know that Batman has batarangs.
Batman is
And-
gonna figure that out.
Yes, and I know he's gonna figure that out. But
well, they both have genius intellects.
see that's the
And-
thing. I don't.
But whereas T'Challa is more of a he goes off of instincts and what is available to him, and his problem solving from what I've seen of him has been good, but
not Batman levels.
but not Batman level, because Batman level he's always unless you catch him off guard.
And that's practically impossible to do.
Almost. Well, Savage did it to him and buried him alive. So
But he came back.
exactly, and it's because that plan was
Batman.
not good for Batman. Because
Batman's just like,
all right, I'll punch my way out of a coffin and unbury myself from 6 feet under.
it's fine. I've done this before. I'll do
How
it
would you
again.
want to do that?
So
Hey, Uma Thurman did it.
they
Why can't Batman?
they proved that didn't work.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know it's impossible, but honestly,
I mean, it was still badass.
oh yeah, big time.
Just doesn't actually work.
So
But-
for me, I will say this. Going off of what I've seen, what is available to them, Black Panther is richer. Black Panther's suit is better. Black Panther has more physical abilities. And above all things, I'm leaning more towards Black Panther than I am Batman.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting. I mean, it's not
The
that I don't think Batman is good, because he is good.
Well, yeah, the thing that gets me though, the one thing that detracts from my unanimous 100% for Black Panther is number 1, the gadgets, and number 2, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, just-
Bruce
I mean,
Wayne,
just
the
like-
tactician, Bruce Wayne the tactician and the problem solver.
Yeah. And just like immediately knowing exactly what he's got to do.
Yeah,
He's got his utility belt. Batman functions very similarly to a D&D wizard. Given given 6 seconds, a wizard can come up with a workable solution. Given 5 minutes, a wizard will have you beaten 8 ways from Sunday. Given a day, a wizard is God.
so he's pretty much Hannibal.
Pretty much. Like, there are guides online to playing a wizard in D&D, and they're referred to as being Batman.
Because you got to figure out what a situation calls for and use it. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like, you've got to know
And have-
everything.
And have the ability to parse out what you need to solve a situation.
Which is also why playing an artificer was really fun.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyway,
Micah?
Micah, what do you got?
I gotta go with Black Panther because I love both characters and they are superficially similar, but I mean with Black Panther's vibranium suit and the herb, I mean he's like approaching demigod status. I mean
Yeah.
it's apples and
Yeah.
oranges when it
What
comes
if-
to like
What if Herb?
Was weak.
You're too tired.
and you gotta think like
Heather,
to
honey, are
overcome
you
the
okay?
suit like
She needs a nap.
Batman doesn't really kill people, so his stuff isn't really designed to like overwhelm or overpower stuff.
It's just
So, unless he went full Red Hood, I don't think he would bring enough of an arsenal to overpower a suit like that.
yeah.
That being said, in his previous death battle, he did kill Captain America.
I strongly disagree with you there.
They throw it out they throw it out because of the death battle, but it's like his equipment isn't normally designed to kill people, even though he can.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's got all this equipment that absolutely could kill people.
Right.
It's just that the way he's using it,
a batarang
he doesn't.
to the eye.
Well, yeah.
I can think of a lot of ways you could use his equipment to kill people.
Right, but he won't.
But he doesn't.
But it's not really designed to do it. I mean, I could kill somebody with a chair, but you normally sit in chairs.
I mean, I'm thinking of, like, for example, they mentioned Batman has thermite bombs.
Right.
I can think of a lot of ways to do somebody in with a thermite bomb.
To, like, destroy infrastructure. But it's like you've got to put that...
Or just, give them ridiculous burns.
Well, you've got to put it on... You've got to get it somehow to stick to T'Challa and keep it on there for it to actually work. I mean, that's going to be...
Against his speed.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
have
like...
to do something... Yeah.
But Batman's reflexes are ridiculously good.
Yeah,
Well,
but he's not a Panther, though.
But T'Challa, because of the heart-shaped herb and because of his training... He is, as Micah said, he's pretty much a demigod.
Yeah, I mean, take the best boxer in the world and then put it in the ring with a leopard and see how that turns out. It's apples and oranges.
We don't know what kind of suits Batman's going to bring to the fray in this. He may bring the standard bat suit, and they did mention the power suit against Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if he'll use that.
I mean, that depends on, like, prep time, though. I mean,
Exactly. But being Bruce Wayne, he has that thing on standby, and the Batwing can just drop it off.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Like... in stuff like that.
But then if you're going to call in
pretty standard tech.
If you're going to call in vehicles, I mean, T'Challa has, all kinds of stuff too. So it's like...
Well, yeah, he's got aircrafts and all.
The difference is all of T'Challa's stuff is made out of vibranium.
Well,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, if T'Challa is going to call in something, he's not going to call in a vehicle. He's going to call in his wife.
Storm
is lightning strike.
Yeah.
Just every lightning strike.
I don't think this is a tag team match.
It's not.
No.
But
if that were the case, Bruce Wayne and Diana? Imagine if Wonder Woman were to show up in this.
Oh, all bets are off. Diana wins. I'm guaranteeing you.
Yeah.
Well, then it'd be T'Challa. It'd pretty much be T'Challa and his wife versus Demigod Wonder Woman, who is literally a demigod
and basically demigod Batman,
and basically peak human Batman. I wouldn't say demigod.
I'm having a hard time making this call.
You're gonna abstain?
No, I'm not gonna abstain.
Oh,
my gut.
Your gut.
I mean, let's be fair. My gut's been wrong before many times, but not as often as it's right.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go Batman here.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Okay. Now
you all have made compelling arguments.
Yeah. It's just
I don't know. Something's
you feel it that it's gonna be Batman.
I don't know that I can vocalize why. I don't even know that I can understand why, but I feel like I'm gonna call Batman here. I feel like I have to call Batman here.
Well, so that's 4 votes for Black Panther and 1 for Batman.
Yeah.
And the one who I figured would go Batman
went Black Panther.
Went Black Panther.
I mean,
no, it's
the gimmicks are similar, but this is kind of an apples and oranges fight.
You gotta call them like you see.
I mean, I love both characters.
You call it how you want.
And thematically, they are similar, but
I mean, I'll say this: during the showing of Black Panther, I said the words "Batman fucking wishes."
Yeah,
I did say those words.
I mean,
Batman wishes,
because vibranium is pretty big cheats.
It is. No, in which you use the tools that are at your disposal, and plus he's a trillionaire. I mean, he's the richest. I mean, by all standards, he is the richest person in the world because of the vibranium that he has under him.
Yeah,
and
he has a similar thing to Dr. Doom, where he can just mobilize a country.
Yeah, a country of Wakandan warriors. The likes of Dinah Gwairi, with her friggin' super spear.
Could you imagine all of the Dora Milaje with Panther habits?
Oh.
All right. Okay. We gotta start the fight.
Okay. Yeah, we have to
do the fight. Here we go.
Okay. And
here we go.
Let's see what happens.
I'm perfectly happy to be wrong here. Welcome to the zoo. Wow. Really?
That's a card call.
To challenge a king is to face the might of his people.
I'll give them something to fear.
I would happily be wrong if this goes that way.
We'll see. Well, I can see
Hey, Spider-Man called. He wants his super back. You stole it from Westford. Westford stole it from him.
I'll say this. T'Challa has more discipline, but
That's true.
Yeah, but T'Challa
they know for that's all the mainstream ones.
When we talk about Batman, they just need Batman.
147?
Yeah.
Caught you!
Stage hazard. Lions.
Now we're fighting lions.
Go to sleep.
Witness the power of a king.
I'm in here now.
Dark. His level. He's taking it to his level.
Prepare yourself.
I'm prepared for anything.
Oh.
Playtime is
And the
over.
kitty swim.
Amateur.
Oh, yeah.
Try again. Did you think you were safe? The strong shall hunt the weak. That is the law of nature.
Oh, there goes Batman's head.
Shamu, no!
And my rule is law.
Overcome the vibranium.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a new one.
Black Panther and Batman were pretty evenly matched. Both were super geniuses and expert combatants.
Well, BP was stronger and faster thanks to that superhuman herb. It definitely helped, but alone was not enough to beat the Bat. Batman has won dozens of duels against people with similar or even better abilities.
As far as skills were concerned, neither held a distinct advantage. However, that was not the case when it came to their weapons and armor.
Long story short, that vibranium got Batman stumped. He just didn't have anything in that belt of his that could get around it.
We scoured the comics, movies, TV shows, and more to see if Batman had any possible way of countering the vibranium. While he's used hundreds of clever gadgets over the years, we were actually very surprised to find that he had no reliable method of getting around armor like that.
Take a look at Batman's fights with Bane. He doesn't have armor, but he's physically superior to Bats just like Black Panther is. And what does Batty always do to beat him? Aim for the weak spot. But guess what? Black Panther doesn't have a weak spot.
It's certainly believable that Wayne had the ability to develop a gun that could overload the Panther habit. But even if he could, he never would wield it in the first place thanks to his rejection of all firearms.
And while his suit can stop a few knives and bullets, it didn't stand a chance against Black Panther's anti-metal claws. In the end, Bruce just waned in comparison to T'Challa.
The winner is Black Panther.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was booing that stupid joke.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Oh yeah, next time I think this is
Yep.
the it's Raven
and
Twilight Sparkle.
Yep. This is
What a weird choice.
that's a weird fight.
I think both voiced by Tara Strong.
Yeah, they are.
Nice.
Didn't Vegeta have to fight a pony at one point?
No, Deadpool did. Deadpool fought Pinkie Pie.
How'd that work out for him?
They didn't fight.
Oh no!
They got along.
Somebody-
They frolicked.
Yeah.
Shadow?
Starscream?
Shadow?
Shadow?
or Sonic fought one.
Shadow fought Mewtwo. Starscream fought Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, that's it. Rainbow Dash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starscream. That's a weird one as well. Okay, so
I mean, they're supposed to be. I guess they're supposed to be like real fat. Look,
I don't know.
I'm gonna be real with you. I tried watching My Little Pony.
No, My Little Pony Friendship. No, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
I mean, it's not my thing.
No.
If you watch it, that's fine. I don't care.
I watched one episode of it, and I sat back after watching it, and I was just like,
Cole used to idolize Pinkie Pie.
you know,
that
it's
doesn't
not for me.
surprise
Yeah, I was just like, it's not for me. And
Yeah.
And okay,
Yeah,
on the
just like,
topic of what we just watched.
Pretty much went exactly how I figured it would.
Exactly, same here, because Batman might have had something. If he'd used the explosive gel, he might have had something that could have overloaded it if he hit it enough times.
Yeah.
But then there's the discharge.
There's also the fact that he would have had to have had enough time to figure that out.
Yeah, and T'Challa's not going to give you that opportunity.
Right.
No.
Apply enough of it. I mean, because it's like you don't want to get in close on either of those guys.
No.
And I mean, like I said, I'm fine with being wrong on that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it was closely contested because it came down to like very specific things. Like for this, the vibranium suit.
It usually does come down to specific stuff.
Yeah, it does. And the vibranium suit was the big winner in this one because it's a god tier. It's pretty much a god tier like outfit. I mean,
yeah.
If you discharge the kinetic energy and you don't allow the vibranium to become fragile and break, then you're okay. You see, it's just like in the Black Panther film where they had the suit changed up to where the nanites, they helped to discharge it from the vibranium.
Yeah, and he was still getting used to that some too, so it actually was a more fair fight, which is similar to what they've done with Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch does reality warping.
Yeah, she's broken.
Whoa.
She had to be nerfed to make it.
Yeah, somebody had to patch that one
way
down.
In the movies, they've always kind of had to tone people down.
Yes.
Because even Superman is toned way down in, the DC universe. That's still a thing now.
Well, it's because you look at him where he's at in the comic books now. He's basically God.
Towing planets around.
Yeah, he's basically God.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other people in DC that have done that too.
Well, yeah.
Like, for example, Wonder Woman straight up just moved the sun back into its proper orbit.
Well, yeah, and
just because.
You see, that's the thing.
Whenever you get technically orbit slightly,
it wiggles a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
A little bit of wibble.
It wobbles on its axis, but whenever you get to a certain point in comic books where the ridiculousness.
Yeah, it's just like, why?
Yeah, the ridiculousness is where everything, and then that's when usually they do the hard reboots. That's just like, for Marvel, it was the one crisis where everybody died, pretty much. Where the Blob pretty much devoured the Wasp, and Ant-Man ate, and Ant-Man bit his head off. There was a whole lot of stuff. DC has done multiple reboots.
Well,
they did the New 52.
The
Infinite Crisis.
Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
Flashpoint. This new
Rebirth is the current one. Correct?
Rebirth is the current one.
New 52 wasn't that long ago, though.
No,
New 52 is less than 10 years old.
New 52 technically wasn't a reboot. It was just like a whole event.
Yeah.
It was like a rebranding.
Not really.
Oh,
it was this huge big crossover event.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That ended up leading into a reboot.
Okay.
But it seems like, and
when was Flashpoint?
I don't remember.
Well, we can Google that.
I don't remember. There's DC has to do that a lot.
Well, whenever you get to a certain point with certain Flashpoint.
So
here we are.
Oh, it was 2011.
Okay.
2011. So Flashpoint 2011.
Kind of
a crossover
what they did
story
in the Flash show too.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have all of this stuff that they have to. Okay, let's nerf Superman. Like,
how are we gonna do it?
3 or 4 times. Every time he comes back.
Yeah, every time he comes back to the same level that he was.
And then, like, oh, hey, we're going to give him a new superpower. Which...
what's that? Oh, yeah. He's going to be God.
No, so his new power is Super Flare.
It's like a solar flare?
Basically, he goes off like a nuke. He
Why?
discharges all of the solar energy in his body. This is like this is like an upgrade to his heat vision, and then like until he can recharge, he's human, basically.
Okay, that is a potential nerf, or that is a potential nerfing, but it's also a stupid nerfing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're gonna create this time period where you can just shoot him.
Oh, I can see the comments now. It's like, Marvel fanboys, stupid Marvel fanboys, leave Superman alone. Superman's greatest comic book character ever. I'm like, no. This is a matter of opinion, guys.
I mean,
go into a comic book shop full of nerds and yell out, who's the greatest comic book character? Every single one of them will give you a different answer.
That's
Hellboy.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellboy's pretty good.
Hellboy's great.
I'll fight you.
But
you can, and you're entitled to your opinion.
But
Gwenpool though.
Lobster Johnson.
The Iron Prometheus. Still Hellboy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, Hellboy did team up with Batman. That was pretty great.
It's true.
The Mike Mignola Batman.
Hellboy can also wield Thor's hammer, as it turns out.
Squirrel Girl, she's got it.
Squirrel Girl's also
Squirrel Girl's
really
beating
good.
everybody. But I mean, the fact of the matter is,
when she beat Doctor Doom, and then all of a sudden it was just like, wait, she's a perfect she's a perfect anti Doctor Doom. Why wouldn't that work? I had to think about it. I was just like, duh.
It's nuts.
Boo.
Did you just make a squirrel pun?
Boo.
Did you push for death?
Yep. Bring it on. I'm tired. It's
I'll
over.
Just pass the buck. It's okay. All right. So from what we had in this, I'm very happy with the outcome. I mean, honestly, I know there's people who are going to disagree and say, Batman could have done this, Batman could have done that. T'Challa's not that powerful.
I mean,
blah 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 blah.
I am right in the line of Batman could have done this, Batman could have done that.
Yeah,
but the way that they brought it down,
it's hard to argue with.
Yeah,
honestly, even if Batman could have brought T'Challa down in certain ways, he wouldn't have. That's, I mean, if we're really getting into the comic book character.
It never got to the point of, oh, hey, his suit can absorb kinetic energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because all he really hit him with was the batarangs.
Yeah. And
now, let's say you hit him with your car.
Which
he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, the situation is such that Batman didn't really have a chance to figure it out and was never given the situation where he could have started piecing it together. Mm-hmm. He was never even given the slightest hint of a whiff of a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because T'Challa was too busy attacking him that Batman couldn't go into tactic mode.
Yeah. He never saw any of the things that could have helped him because they never even came up.
He's not biting at me. Oh, wait.
He's so grumpy.
All right.
Such a grumpy boy.
Chico's right. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So, until next time, I mean, bye, everybody. Bye.